Hello people, welcome to the new year. Happy New Year, welcome to 2025. Okay, I'm here again with analyzing graphic design for newbie. Let's say you're just coming into design and you see some certain designs and you're wondering how did they come about this, like how was this achieved. I'm gonna be breaking this down and I hope you enjoy it. So sit back, relax, and let's go dive deeper. So in this particular design, obviously before I continue, this is a disclaimer, I wasn't the one who designed this particular flyer, so please, I just got it on Pinterest, so it got my attention. Then I feel like, okay, let me just analyze it for someone who is just probably coming into design and wish to design something like this but don't know how it was achieved. So sit back, relax, and let's learn together. Okay, so I'm gonna be explaining this I'm gonna be analyzing it based on my own understanding and based on my own feeling of how it was achieved. So if you do the same thing, you might achieve the same result exactly or a lookalike. So let's get into it. Alright, so when you look at this design, it looks a little bit complex. No, I'm not saying rigid, but complex in the sense that if you're a newbie, you might have so many, unclarity as regarding to this. So now looking at this, you discover a lot of things. Okay, so the first thing to do here for me, if I was going to design this, first of all, it could be, okay, looking at this particular design, it was a little bit of manipulation such that a chair was brought here. All of these things were brought individually and brought together and manipulated as if the lady was sitting on the chair. That's for me, if I'm going to look at it deeply. But for a newbie, you might not really get to know that it was so. Okay, so that aside, you can get a chair like this and get someone who sits in this dimension, or it could be like you've seen someone sitting on a chair like this directly. Okay, so now the next thing is that, okay, let me just break it down and see if everything was a component. Okay, so this is a lady, this is a chair. So this chair was brought in here, and there's an image of a room. There's an image of a room, or like an interior that comes right behind it. So the chair was placed, then this lady was also placed on the chair. That's how they came about this particular one, if I'm going to explain in a very simple terms. So now there was this what was it called? Is it like a celebration? I've forgotten the name actually. I've forgotten the name. Maybe if I remember, I will just come back to it. So there's this celebration flower or something that is being put here. Then if you notice, you see that this was blur, then this wasn't. Same thing goes to this. It was blur, a little bit blur, then this wasn't. Okay, so now then there was a kind of flare, let me say flare here. And how do you create that? You can just come to your background here, or foreground rather, then you pick like something like this, something like maybe like this. Then obviously you're going to create a layer. So once you create a layer, then you hit your brush tool, your brush which is right here. Your hardness will be on 0. Then you can just play around with the size. So you play play around with the size until you're satisfied. Let's say this is okay, maybe just a little bit. Okay, let's say this is okay. So obviously make sure that your opacity 100%, your flow 100%. Okay, so once you just make a single click, then you have this flare. So the next thing to do is you just come right here, then you turn it to like screen. Yes, you turn it to like screen, then you reduce the opacity a little bit, and it's okay, maybe like the fill. Yeah, so you reduce the fill a little bit, and that's it. So if you put it here, you have it. Okay, so probably that's how the person did it. That's how you have this flare here, and also this one and this one. That's one thing. So the other one is having a shape, which obviously you know where to get your shape from. So you have a shape for a particular deep blue color, then another light blue was duplicated and placed behind it. So then you have your text, you have another shape here, you have your text in it, and then you have another shape here, you have your text in it, then you have a text here. Now if you look at it from my own view, it seems like, I'm not too sure, but I feel like, okay, probably maybe that's not true, but I feel like there is a kind of something done behind this particular text, as if there was maybe like a shadow or something. I don't know. See, it looks like that, but probably maybe not. So the next thing is, now if you look at this particular area, it looks a little bit dark, so probably maybe the person had to use either gradient, or for me I can use gradient, or maybe I can just I can just use like another shape, then I'll change the color to like a black or a deep blue kind of, then reduce the opacity a little bit, or change the blend mode to multiply. Then it makes this side looks a little bit darker while this looks a little bit lighter. So now same thing applicable to this. This looks a little bit darker and this looks a little bit lighter. So maybe probably I'll just use like, I'll just come right here, use my white, create another shape, another layer like this, then hit on the brush tool, maybe just like this. So hit on the brush tool, then so you just make a single click like this, then change it to screen like I did in the previous one. Then I'll have this particular side lightened up, so it could be like that. Then I have my text. So I have my text. This is a location icon. You can always download that, a location icon. Then your text here, all of these you can download them. Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, internet, or internet icon. Then this is just a shape which you can come right here and just pick this, then make a single draw like this, and you have it. So something like this, and you have it, you duplicate and you have it. So yeah, you have your logo right here. So basically that's how this particular design was done, and I hope you really enjoy this. So yeah, if you're a newbie and you want to come up with something like this, that's just how simple, or that's just the simplest way I can break it down for you to understand. And if this really interests you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The goal is to hit a 1K subscriber before the end of the first quarter of this year, which is before the first quarter of this year, and I believe it's possible even before the end of this year. So If this sounds like something you're really interested in, please hit up the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell. I'll be dropping more tutorials on graphic design, UI UX, data analysis, and the likes. So if it interests you, hit up the subscribe button once again, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you.